Hello everyone. Today our topic of discussion is coefficient of variation. Till now we have studied a lot about standard deviation. So standard deviation, as you all know, that it is a measure of variation from the mean value, right? So standard deviation is a measure to understand the variation from the mean value in its absolute form, and it completely depends upon the units applied in measurement. So whenever we calculate standard deviation, we just try to understand the variation from the mean value, but it is also a method which can be used in a single distribution. So if on the other hand, if we calculate coefficient of standard deviation in this method, um, it is a relative measure of dispersion where you can compare two different sets, two different data sets, right? So whenever you calculate coefficient of standard deviation, it is a method in which you can compare two different data sets. So the formula for coefficient of standard deviation is standard deviation upon mean. Here you can see the formula. So the formula for standard deviation, coefficient for standard deviation is standard deviation upon mean, and it is basically the basic purpose of calculating coefficient is to compare two different data sets. So here the unit is becomes irrelevant. So you can compare two different data sets which may have different units also. So in this method, one can compare two different data sets which have different units. Probably a more appropriate measure of comparing true distribution is coefficient of variation. So the next thing comes into the picture is coefficient of variation. So coefficient of variation is quite related to standard deviation. So coefficient of variation expresses the whole data set into the form into a percentage form. So here you can see the difference is standard deviation upon mean into 100. So coefficient of standard deviation shows the variation in absolute value. On the other hand, coefficient of variation shows the comparison in percentage form. So coefficient of variation is the best way to compare two or more different data sets. Okay. So we have discussed three things here. First is the standard deviation, which shows the variation from mean value. So for example, in a class of 100 students, the mean marks is 50. But there are students who have scored 90 marks, who have scored 80 marks. So 50 and 90 is quite far away. So we can say that 50 is not an adequate representation of the data, right? So for checking it, we calculate standard deviation whether the average value is representing the data as a whole or not. So larger the value of standard deviation, larger the value of standard deviation, less representation by the mean value of the data set. So the value of standard deviation should always be low, right? And similarly, coefficient of standard deviation, in if we just calculate standard deviation and we want to compare marks of two different classes, so maybe one class has scored the marks out of 100 and other class has scored the marks out of 1000. You cannot compare them just on the basis of standard deviation. In that case, you would need coefficient of standard deviation, right? So but a better method of variation, a better method to compare two different distribution is coefficient of variation, because it shows you the result in percentage form. So here coefficient of variation expresses the standard deviation as a percentage form, and CV can be used in comparing variability of two or more distributions which may have different units as well. So it doesn't matter what unit is there, you can compare any data set here, and any distribution which has greater value of coefficient variation is considered to be more variable. So the larger the value of CV, the more volatile the data is. So if you want a good data, so obviously a good um a good central value is the one where variation is very low. All the other data, all the other values in the distribution should lie near the mean value. Then only that mean value is true representation. So that's why we say that if the value of CV is larger, it means the variation is very high. It means the other values are very far away from the mean value. So if we want to know the value of the data set, the adequacy of the data set, the value of CV should be less, or standard deviation or coefficient of standard deviation, these values should be very less. Then only you can say the data is appropriate one, or maybe less volatile, you can say. In better terms, you say it is less volatile. So less, if in any case, if the um, volatility is less, variability is less, so prediction becomes much easier. You can predict the performance of the class for next exam also if the volatility is low, right? So it means the performance of the students is very consistent. So it becomes easy to predict, to understand, and statistics is all about prediction. Why do we do all these things? The major purpose is to predict what can be there in the future, right? So variability should always be low, should always be less. So let us try to understand this concept with the help of an example. So here we have an example. As you can see here, a purchasing agent obtained the following lamps from two suppliers. He had the samples tested in his own laboratory for the lengths of life with, with the following results. So here the length of the life in hours of the lamps is 700 to 900 hours, 900 to 1100 hours, 1100 to 1300 hours, and 13 to 1500 hours. And similarly, we have samples of company A and B. So there are 10 lamps in company A whose life was 7 to 900, and 3 lamps whose life was 7 to 900. Similarly, in company A, there are 16 lamps whose life was 9 to 1100. Here it is 42. 42 lamps were there who sustained for 900 to 1100 hours. Then company A, there are 26 lamps whose life was 1100 to 1300 hours, and there are 12 lamps in company B which sustain from 1100 to 1300, and so on. So what do we have to calculate? So the first thing we have to calculate is which company's lamps have greater average life. So basically we have to calculate mean here. If we want to calculate which company has a greater average life, it means we have to calculate mean life of the lamps of both the companies, right? So second is which company's lamps are more uniform. So whenever in question, if it is asked from you the uniformity. So basically uniformity means you are checking whether this average life is a good indicator or not. Maybe it is not a good indicator. So to check whether there is variability or not, right? We check coefficient of variation. Okay. So let's start with the question here. So what all we are calculating here. So in question, the length of the life is given to you 700 to 900, 9 to 11, 11 to 12, 13, and 13 to 15. So here we have mid values. So we have to calculate mid values because mid values are basically the x which we have to calculate for calculating mean. So x is mid value here is 800, 1000, 1200, 1400. Now what we have to do here is we have to calculate mean first. So to calculate mean, first thing what I will do here is I will write frequency. So the frequency is 10. I'm writing this frequency, this one. Okay. So I'll just copy paste it. Become more easier. So and this is the frequency of company B's bulbs. So I will copy paste it here like this, right? So now what I have to do, I have to first calculate the mean value. To calculate the mean value, I have to calculate first U. So the formula for U here is x minus A. So what is A? What is the value of A here? So we have to assume a value from this x. mid values. We have to assume assume mean. So here I am assuming 1000 as a assume mean. Okay. So what we will do now, we will calculate x minus a. Right. So x minus a is 800 minus 1000 minus 200. So 1000 minus 1000 is 0. 1200 minus 1000 is 200, and this is 400. So here you can see that all the values are divisible by 200. So here h can be 200. H is basically the common factor, right? So it will become minus 2, plus 2 and plus 4. So here I can write the formula. This is 200 and it is 1000. So here we have calculated u. Now the next step is to calculate fu. So fu is 10 minus 10 into minus. So sorry. This would become minus 1, not 2, and this would become 1. So sorry. So here, so 10 into minus 1 is minus 10. 16 into 0 is 0. 1 into 26 is 26. 4 into 8, and it will also become 2. Hmm? Yeah. So 2 4s are 2 8s are 16. Sorry, I took 100 common there instead of 200. That's why there was an error. So I took 200. Now I am taking 200 common. So the new values are minus 1, 0, 1 and 2. Right. So we have calculated fu this way. So now I will calculate fu square. To calculate fu square, we will multiply fu with u. This u. Right. So minus 10 into minus 1 will become 10. Minus minus cancelled out. 0. 26 into 1 is 26. And 16 into 2 is 32. Similarly, we will calculate for company B. So F is 3. 3 into U is minus 1. It will become minus 3. Then we have 42 into 0 is 0. 12 into 1 is 12. 3 into 2 is 6. And fu square here is fu into u. So minus 3 into minus 1 becomes plus 3. 0. 12 into 1 is 12. 6 into 2 is 12. So the next step here, we need summations of these values. So here we need summation of f. It is 60. Summation of fu, it is 32. Summation of fu square is 68. Then company B, if it is 60, 15, and fu square is 27. Now I will calculate both mean and coefficient of variance for both the companies. So for that, first thing I need mean and standard deviation of both companies. So let's do it. First we will do it for company A. So A here is 1000 in both the cases. 1000. Summation of FU is 32. Here, this is. I can just write it. FU equals to this. Then summation of F is 60. Similarly, we can write here also. So now let's move on with the question. So this was the value. Now summation of FU in company A is 32. So here I'm writing 32, and summation of F in company A is 60. So 60 into H we took as 200. Now I can just solve it. So 32 divided by 60 into 200 is 106.67, and the mean would become 1106.67, right? So this is our mean value. Now I will calculate. So this is the first part of the question. Which companies the lamps have greater average life? So company A's average life we have calculated now. So uh, what we can do, we can simultaneously calculate company B's average life also. So we can do that. Company B. Right? So let's solve the average. Let's calculate the average life of company B also. And we will put the values here. So here A is again 1000, it would remain 1000. So FU square for company B is 15. So this is 15, and summation of F is 60 for company B. This is same for both the companies. Now we will solve it. So here once we'll divide 15 by 60 into 200, we will get 50. 50. So here the answer is 1050. So if you compare company A and company B's average life, company A's average life is better, 1106.67 hours, and company B's average life is 1050. So as per mean, company A's performance is better. Now what I have to do is I have to check whether these mean values are actually worth it or not. Are they true representative of the data or not? It depends upon CV, coefficient of variation. If company A's coefficient of variation is larger, it means this is not a trustworthy value. Okay, so now we will calculate. First, we need to calculate standard deviation so that we can apply the formula of coefficient of variance. So here we are. Now I will put the values. So FU square for company A is 68. So now I will put the value 68 here. 68. N is 60, and FU here is 32. Summation of FU, it is 32, right? And N is 60 square into H is 200. Now similarly I can put the values for company B also. So here company B's FU square is 27, this value. Okay, so this 27 I will put here. 27 divided by 60. FU, summation of FU for company B is 15. See here, this is 15. So 15 divided by 60, right? Into H is again 200 for this case also. Right? So I just overlapped it with the formula. So I'll just put the formula so that there is no confusion. Here we are. So now we will solve it. For company A, 68 upon 60 is, this is 1.133 minus 33 upon 60's whole square is 0.284 into H is 200. Similarly, we will solve for company B. So 27 upon 60 is 0.45. 0.45 minus 15 upon 60's whole square is 0.0625 into 200. So here now we will solve it. So 1.133 minus 0.284 is 0.849. 0.849 into 200. So once we will calculate its square root, 0.849 square root into 200, the answer we will obtain is 184.2. And similarly, when we will solve this part, company B, so here we get 0.3875 into 200. So once we will find the square root of 0.3875 into 200, the answer which we will get here is 124.4. Okay. Now we will calculate coefficient of variance, because ultimately the formula which we need to apply here is coefficient of variance. So to calculate coefficient of variance, the formula we have to apply is this one. So we will apply this formula. Here we are. Now we will put the values. So the standard deviation here is 184.2 divided by mean. We calculated mean was 1106.67. One one zero 6.67 into 100. So ultimately the CV of company A is 16.64 percentage. And similar thing we'll apply for company B. Let's see what we will get here. Company B's standard deviation is 124.4, 124.4 divided by mean is 1050, 1050 into 100. So here we calculate the CV. So the CV here is 11.85 percentage. So as you can see here, the CV of company A is larger, is big. So two things we have interpreted from here. So the first thing we have interpreted here is the lamps of company A have a greater average life, right? Like here, mean value is greater for company A, 1106.67, and B's average life is 1050, right? But if we see on coefficient of variation, the lamps of company B are more uniform. The lamps of company B are more uniform, and because the CV of company B is smaller, it means they are providing the quality which they are promising, right? But in case of company A, it is not necessary that maximum number of lamps will sustain for these many hours. But in company B, maximum number of lamps will sustain for 1050 hours. So whatever company B is promising, they are fulfilling it at a better rate, right? So this is what CV does. So as you can see here, when we have calculated CV, the whole scenario have changed. So this is the benefit of calculating coefficient of variation. Thank you.